much of what we do in what's called a psychological evaluation, which actually sounds rather spooky, isn't spooky at all. What we are really trying to do is to help a little child or student understand who they are as a learner, both their strengths and honestly their weaknesses, and to kind of reconcile that with the task that they have in front of them. But it goes beyond that because in many respects, parents too are a bit disreconciled about what is going on. And so if we can get parents reconciled with who their child is as a learner, make sense of that, reconcile that with the task that they have in front of them, and get the teacher on board, understanding more deeply the strengths and struggles that that child has, then all the people are pointing in the same direction, and we may make some really good progress. In many respects, that's why we call it a ministry of reconciliation, reconciling all those different pieces of a family and of a school and task with this precious kid. So often we see students who are actually prosecuting themselves as if this is a big deal, the struggle. And in some respects, our work is being a defense attorney for a kid who's starting to prosecute himself. And that is the worst kind of prosecution. You just can't get away from it. So we call it demystify them, help them understand their strengths and struggles, and then put forth a plan that will really be positive. There's one other thing. As parents and teachers, whether we're aware of it or not, we all tend to play out our own autobiography into the lives of our kids and our students, which is kind of like saying, without even realizing it, we assume our kind of mind is theirs. And it may be partially true, but in some respects, we try to work towards more specificity in that regard to share what sorts of things are quite like the parents' kind of mind, but what is quite different. And in that way, give further clarity and definition to teachers and parents, indicating or suggesting, yeah, they're your son or daughter, but they're a unique person in their own right. And so some of the assumptions that we go into our classroom as a teacher or parenting this child may or may not be exactly right. And in many respects, that's really the work of discovery. When it says train up a child in the way he or she should go, I think it implies starting with listening, observing, and learning who that child is, rather than consciously or unconsciously assuming they is us. So that's kind of what we do.